Hey guys, today we're going to talk about what it's like to have a career in photography and everything you need to know. My name is Sam. I'm a photographer with 12 years experience and I'm an online educator helping photographers just like you understand the business side of photography. On today's video, I really want to deep dive into understanding what a career in photography actually looks like day to day and the things you need to know about jumping in. The first thing I want you to know is that yes, you should become a photographer. I know that there's a lot of fear out there that there's too much competition, that everybody and their dogs are a photographer, that people can take great photos with their camera and they don't need us anymore. I am here to tell you that yes, today there is more competition than there's ever been, but there's also more opportunity. Every single business on planet Earth needs professional photos, needs to be on social media, needs to be online, and that's why you matter. We also need to understand that we don't need the whole world to be our client. We just need a few of them to find us, like us, and hire us. And of course, there's enough room for all of us because we are all different. We all bring a different flavor to photography, to the world, to what we do. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you do, you are uniquely you. So nobody can do things the way you do them. And there's going to be people out there who want to work with you and no one else. Now that that's out of the way and you understand that there is room for you in this world, I want to tell you what it looks like to be a freelance photographer, because being a freelancer isn't for everyone. When I started out, I actually had quit a full-time job as a photographer. I was working for a company, a fashion company, as their in-house photographer, and it was a 9 to 5. It was guaranteed hours. It was 2 weeks paid holidays every year. It was a salary and it was benefits. And I was told this was the dream. I was told to hold on to this job with my dear life. The truth is, I wasn't happy. I worked this office job as a photographer for a year and a half and I was miserable. Today, I consider the most wonderful things about being a freelance photographer, which are the freedom that comes with being your own boss, the having no cap to how much money you can actually make, and the picking and choosing the clients and being creative and doing the things that you love every single day. I actually also love that I get to work from home when I'm editing. I love that I can pick and choose my schedule, that I can travel whenever I want, and that I can change my business however I want it. I was not born to be an employee. I was born to be my own boss. I was born to create my own space in the world, and it wasn't until I became a freelancer and I started doing things my own way that I was like, everybody else is wrong when they told me that I couldn't do what I want to do. To give you a little bit of background where I come from, I was born and raised in Argentina. When I was 16 years old, my parents decided to move us to Canada to give us a better future, and I had to start over, and so did they. My dad is a doctor, my mom was an architect. They had very normal jobs, so I grew up with a very cliche normal model of a family, in the sense that everyone around me was working normal jobs. So when I said I wanted to become a photographer, I wanted to be a traveler, I wanted to do life differently, everybody looked at me like a crazy person. I remember at my very first job, my boss saying, Sam, everybody wants that. Everybody wants to travel the world. Everybody wants to be on constant holidays. That's just not the reality of life. You're gonna have to get used to it. This is what people do. They work 50 weeks out of the year, they get 2 weeks paid vacation, and they move on and on and on with life until they get to retire. And I remember thinking, if that's life, I don't want it. That is not what I'm supposed to do. Of course, this was 10 years ago when influencers and digital nomads and being a traveling working person wasn't really a thing. So at the time, I had nowhere to look for this information. I had no one to ask for advice. I had nowhere where I could see that this was possible. It took me a long time to realize that what I wanted wasn't crazy and that I was allowed to live the life of my dreams, even if the majority of people around me told me that it was a dream and it was difficult. So after a year and a half of working as a full-time photographer for a fashion company, I quit that job and I decided to start a freelance career. Now, I'll be honest, starting your own business and being a freelancer is hard. It is not for everybody. You have no job security. You never know when the next gig is gonna come from. You have no idea if you're gonna make ends meet and if you're gonna have enough work. But The truth is, ever since I quit my last ever full-time job over 10 years ago, I have made more money as a photographer every single year. I've raised my rates, I've gotten more clients, I've gotten better at selecting the right clients and doing only the work that I love. And today I can say that becoming a freelance photographer was the best decision I've ever made. I mean, I now live in Bali. I've been here for the last 3 years. This is my home. I built a life of travel, of working with clients that I love, of taking my work on the go. And if you would have told me 10 years ago that the day would come, I wouldn't have believed you. So have faith that the dreams that you have, no matter how big they are, they're totally doable. This is turning into an inspirational video. That wasn't the point, but here we are. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. We only get one life. We only get one chance to chase what we want. So why not try? What's the worst that can happen? You're gonna end up exactly where you are now. So you might as well try. I also want to give you a little bit of an overview of the different types of photography you could be doing. There's so many different areas and niches of work that you could be successful in. It is totally okay to spend some time to choose what you actually like the most. Don't get tricked into picking a niche and picking a type of work because you think that's the only way to make money. Of course, I made that mistake. For a big part of my career, I was only doing event photography, wedding photography, corporate events, corporate headshots, working with organizations. And I did all of this because I had this limiting belief that I wasn't gonna be able to make it as a fashion photographer or a travel photographer or a portrait photographer, that the stuff I really love to shoot wasn't gonna pay enough money. There wasn't gonna be enough work out there for me to do. And I spent a lot of years believing that. So any work that would come my way, I would take it out of scarcity, out of fear that there wouldn't be any more work for me to do. It served me a purpose, right? Like it helped me build a successful business. It helped me diversify my skills. It helped me become successful and it helped me become financial independent. So then in the future, when the time came to pursue opportunities that required time or money investment, I was able to do that. But for a long time, I wasn't totally happy with my photography work because I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. And I wish somebody told me what I'm about to tell you. What I'm about to tell you is, yes, you can make a living doing whatever photography you want to do. So let's talk about some of the photography niches you could be working on. There is event photography, and that could be anything from weddings, bar mitzvahs, sweet 16s, family events, birthdays, corporate events, and anything else in between that involves covering an event. You could be a portrait photographer, and that can be anything from photographing babies and moms and families to actors' headshots to corporate headshots and to even photographing business owners and doing their personal branding. You could be a commercial photographer, and commercial photography is anything that involves taking photos of things that are used to sell something. And that could be product photography, that could be fashion, that could be even services that somebody sells, like a yoga studio or a dentist office. Anything you can think of that somebody's going to use those images to sell something, that is commercial work, also known as B2B. Another thing I want to talk about when it comes to being a freelancer is how much money you can actually make as a photographer. I think a lot of people are too afraid to make the jump because they have the security of a full-time job and they feel like they don't know if they're going to be able to quite replace that with photography. So the short answer is 100% yes, you can absolutely replace your full-time income with photography. The thing is, you're gonna have to decide how fast or how slow you want to go at it. When I started out, I had to quit my full-time job to dedicate to photography full-time because I felt like while I was working 40 hours a week for someone else, I wasn't really able to fully invest into my business. And I was right. As soon as I quit my job, I was able to get more clients, dedicate more time and energy to my business, and I actually never ever looked back or had to pick up a second job or do anything else other than photography. And it's been 10 years. So I am living proof that you can not only make good money as a photographer, but you can replace a salary, no problem. Now, if this is something that feels really scary for you, you can do this gradually. When I went full-time freelance, I said to myself, if I ever need to pick up a part-time job, serving, bartending, coffee shop, whatever, I will do it because I want this to work so badly that I don't care what I have to try to make it work. Of course, in hindsight, I can tell you I never had to do that because my photography was enough to support me. And ever since, every year I made more money, I had more freedom, better clients, I've done better and better and better with my job. I also want to say that it is completely up to you. You have the power to do as much work as you want and as little. At the beginning of my career, I wanted to create a custom caution for myself. I wanted to have savings and make sure that I had enough money saved in case I got sick, I needed a new camera, or anything else happened. So at the beginning of my career, I was taking any job that came my way. I said yes to literally every photography job on planet Earth. Lately, in the last couple of years, I don't do that anymore because I don't have a need. I am very selective with the work that I do. I charge enough that I only need to do 1 or 2 jobs, and that is enough for me to do my work. If starting a photography business is something that you really want to do, I recommend you take a look at my channel. There's a couple of videos to help you get your business off the ground, to help you get started and really understand what are the steps you need to do to become a professional photographer. Another thing I want to mention is the legalities of running a business. I know that becoming a freelancer is a little bit scary for anyone who's only ever worked as an employee. Registering your own business, paying your own taxes, this is all a little bit overwhelming and can be the reason why you haven't really gotten it started yet. All I want to say about this is, yes, you're gonna have to do it at some point, but no, you don't have to worry about this yet. You have about 6 months to a year grace to actually get your shit in order. What I'm trying to say is, tax season comes once a year. So if you're trying to start your business at any point throughout the year, you still have time to declare your income and expenses in retrospect. So if this is something that's holding you back, put a pause on it, put it on the side, and really just focus on building the business, trying to get experience, trying to find clients, get the work going. And after that, you can start thinking about hiring an accountant and getting things done properly. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is getting paid. At some point, if you want to be a freelance photographer, you're going to have to start asking for money. I get it, it's hard. We would do this for free forever because it's what we love to do, and it feels a little bit icky to ask money to pay us, especially at the beginning. When you're a freelancer who is starting out, you feel like everybody else has more experience than you, they're better than you, and you don't even know how much is the right thing to charge. So what I want to say here is, be a little bit kind with yourself. Understand that it is going to be a learning curve, that there's going to be people that say no, there's going to be people that say yes, and there's going to be people that are going to ask you to lower your rates and change things along the way. This is all okay, and it just means you're on the right track. Figuring out your pricing, figuring out your rates, and understanding your place in the photography world takes time. The best thing you can do is research and staying flexible. Have conversations with your potential clients. Stay open about lowering your rates, changing the amount of images you give, and open up those conversations so you can really ask what they want from you and what they need. This is going to help you learn and understand what is your sweet spot for pricing and what are people really looking for. Don't get discouraged if at the beginning most people want a discount or they decide not to book you. If this is happening, just know you're on the right track. It means you're trying, it means you're moving forward, and it means you're in the game. I don't want you to feel like because it's happening, it means you're doing something wrong. It's quite the opposite. It means you're doing the right things to figure out what the right thing is. It only takes one client to say yes for you to validate your pricing, for you to validate your service, and to know that you're on the right track. So if you're getting a lot of no's, if you're getting a lot of fear, if you're getting a lot of rejection, know that this is part of the process. Trust the process and keep going. If you're feeling stuck in this pod or anything else I talked about today, I would encourage you to leave me a message on the comments. I would love to answer your questions. I would love to help you get through that. I know being a photographer and being a freelancer can feel a little bit isolating, so just know that this is a space for you to connect with me and maybe other photographers and get your questions answered. Hope today's video was helpful. Check out some other videos on my channel about building a photography business and learning the steps to get to become a freelancer and build a career in photography. And see you guys soon. Bye.